Alright, so as you can see in this iteration of the program, the background starts out as gray instead of it having just a random level loaded in. I'll go ahead and open up a new, I'll delete the previous assets, load it in, then I'll drag over this assets. Notice the progress bar that will appear over here. Pretty nice, loading up all the files, successfully transferred files. Click OK. The asset dialog also remembers relative pathing. So if I click on assets and then go into GUI and drag in some pictures over here, it'll actually move it to that folder that I'm currently in. Previously, if I moved anything into this folder, it would just move it into the absolute path of the solution file. I'll go ahead and refresh the levels. If I click delete, it will give me a warning. If I hit no, it doesn't do anything. If I delete again and hit yes, it successfully deletes it. I'll double click on this to load up this level. Notice in the top left I successfully have the solution name. This one just happens to be ASD dash and then the current level that's loaded in. I'll go ahead and move this around. See the star appears that the level's changed. Also notice that whenever I select the mesh, the detail maps appeared here. I haven't figured out how to make this bigger, but if I scroll, you can go to the different diffuse maps. I mentioned earlier in class that swapping out these textures is a little bit of a strain on the backend memory manager at the moment. I have to come up with a way to design around that. If I go over here, the file name is the name that is represented in the actual assets folder. So I'll do p underscore 0 underscore 1, and then level name will be phalanx alpha, and then optionals I can add in a description, and then I'll hit the add button. Since this level was manipulated, it wants me to ask if I want to save it or not. I'll go ahead and save it, so it'll save that file the way it is, and it removed that old file, and now I have a blank canvas to start making my new level. The backend for the properties is pretty much in a state where it's ready to go. I changed some aesthetics to make it a little bit more functional. Inside of the assets, if I double click on something, it is going to be assigning that whatever that file is to the mouse, and I'll be able to click it on here and assign it. I also went ahead and created actor and an actor that holds objects. So the next week's milestone will be all about taking the assets and what's in the property view and having the actor be updated with it. The biggest issue that comes with that is making the system go around the game engine and not be so intrusive, because it's easy to just go straight in there and change things, but the game engine needs to be able to act independently of the level editor, so that way the level editor is just using the environment to develop the levels and not a completely separate utility that will make it harder to ship the game title. So that's a condensed down version of the features that I was having issues showing earlier today. Have a good night.